Granny used to tell me all the time, sparks when faith and preparation combine. The road been right here all this time, but you gotta look with more than your eyes. And small axe Jesse Ryle representing for I Just Star Mindset, rich forever.
Blessed love, Honorable Empress Marina, what an honor and a pleasure to have you here again. And you know what is so beautiful, we're here in the motherland, Ghana. You know, it's a great honor to meet you again.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, and it's an honor for me to meet you as well because we've been talking, but we've never met in person until yesterday, was it? Yes, it was yesterday, or day before yesterday. So it's very good. Very good.
You're living here in Ghana, right? You're
Well,
back and forth.
Yes, yes,
Back and forth.
yes.
All right. You've been here over a number of years. What is your message to our brothers and sisters in the West who think that moving to Africa is something of the past? What's your message to them?
Well, I would strongly disagree with that because as we see how world affairs, world events are shaping up, right? And the West is not going to get any better. And I believe that Africa is our ancestral home. Let's start with that. And that has always been the objective and the goal. One of the main goals of Rastafari is to repatriate to the motherland. And so that has not changed. At least not in my mind and in the minds of a lot of other people. Although some people have now started giving different versions. Everywhere in the world it's Africa. You can have Africa in your heart or in your mind, so forth and so on. Well, I hear that, but I don't subscribe to that. I believe a physical repatriation is necessary, right? I mean, it has to be mental as well, obviously, but a physical return to the motherland is necessary. The African governments need to do more to facilitate our return and to understand our situation. And many times they do, but they are constrained by international forces, the forces outside of themselves. Economic pressure that has been brought to bear on them, political pressures that have been brought to bear on these leaders that, cautions them to not open up their arms to us too willingly, because our oppressors in the West, they want to box us in. They want us to not have any way out.
True.
And if we believe that we have a home, a mother who's waiting for us with open arms, right? Then we will be less likely to tolerate their offenses. The discrimination, the racism the oppression that we experience in the West, and in order to come home to our motherland, right? So there is that. The international pressures, as I said, that is brought up to bear on the African leaders and heads of states, right, to not facilitate our return. One of the things in Henry Kissinger, who was a former, he had a high-ranking position. Was he Secretary of State for a while under Nixon, I believe, back in the 70s? And he said one of the aim of the American government was to not allow those in the West to ever link up with those on the continent, because they know the potential, they know the power. You understand? Because we're coming with a lot of knowledge, but there's also a lot of knowledge here too, right? So if we were to combine our resources.
So do you think that, sorry to cut you, but do you think that we in the diaspora, even though we have created this movement, Rastafari, but do you think that we need to be more active in returning home and not just going by the narrative that we are accustomed to, which is the Europeans brought us in the West, so they should take us back to Africa.
And that is, yes, and I understand that argument has its merits, right? As they always say, Dada also will never pay for come, so we never pay for go back home. But even Dada himself evolved on the issue. From what I understand, if I have spoken to many brethren, including the Honorable Priest Campbell, who was one of Dada's, right-hand man for many years, right?
He was our ambassador.
Critical, yes, critical. He was very, very critical, to the running and the organization of the Congress. He does not come out and toot his own horn, as a lot of other people have done. But quite frankly, he has the receipts. He can talk because he has the receipts. You understand me? And there are people who can confirm his story if he were to speak. You understand? And so he has told me that Dada said that he really didn't think that we would still be in the West, at a particular time. Yeah. He said, by now I thought that things would have moved along, right? More, we think they would have gone home already. And recognizing that things are not moving at the speed at which he had anticipated, Dada said to Priest Campbell, "Go look for the passport." You understand? So he recognized, and that's Dada was he was evolving on the issue, as we all must evolve.
So we shouldn't have this mindset that we have to stay put until.
Most of us will have to stay put. Let me put it that way. But there are some trailblazers. There are people who should go ahead, who can effect change, right? Pioneers. People who can effect change, right? Who can come and influence the governments in the various African countries. Who can come in with some economic power, right? Create jobs. Make yourself, show the people what we're made of. Even as we're trying to educate them. Even as we're trying to culture them. You understand? Let them see how useful we would be here. You understand? Let them know that our enslavement in the West, yes, it's a terrible thing. Horrible things have been done to us. But we have somehow managed, as black people, as strong and as resilient as we are, right? As courageous as we have managed to make lemonades out of lemon. And so, here it is. Yes, they did this to us and with the intention of breaking us entirely. And that did not happen because some of us emerged triumphant, right? And we have returned now to Africa. And not only have we returned, but we can contribute to the economy, right? We can contribute, we can create some jobs, we can build schools, we can build hospitals, we come with our knowledge, right? And so we're an asset. We're an asset to be pursued. And so that is what we want to show the government. We don't want to come here and fall on hard times and can't make ends meet, because if I were running a country, I'm not looking to bring in a whole host of poor people. You understand me? We have homegrown poor people. We have local poor people. I don't need to import poor people. Right? So some people have to come in ahead and set the stage and work with the government to formulate policies that will facilitate the return of the masses.
So when you say people, are you speaking specifically about Rastafari people or just black people in general? Right.
Well, it's black people in general, right? But in general, black people, but Rastafari specifically, because that is our mandate. You understand me? We have a mandate. We have a different objective. A lot of African Americans are other people from Jamaica, wherever. Black people from the West come in and they're like, yeah, because I'm tired of the West and all of the racism I experience and all of that. And so I want to come to a place that's peaceful. They don't really have an agenda to come and say, let me build Africa. Because we have to build Africa, That is, yes, if your mother not alright, you can't alright. You have to build your home. And let me tell you something, it is so heartbreaking for me when I see my husband and I and my daughter, we're going on Spintex Road to buy supplies for, we're building a house up in the mountains. And everything we want, we have to go on Spintex Road and buy from Arabs and Chinese in a black country. In a black country, we have to take our money and give it back to non-black people.
To the slave master.
To the slave master. Because we do not have, there are very few, black people all come in the nature of the sort that we need. And that is why I'm saying, that's why we have a unique opportunity, Rastafari, because we have the consciousness, but we don't have the money. You understand? And nothing gets done without money. Money moves the needle. People receive you. Because we don't have time to be telling you we have a triculture to people. Then you see, while the grass, my mother-in-law always said this, while the grass is growing, the horse is starving. You understand? So I'm not trying to take 10, 20 years of culture, these people, and bring them around. Them respond to money. Everybody responds to money. So, yeah. So show them what you can do. Show them why you being here is so critical to their own growth and development.
Why you are an asset.
Yes, why you're an asset. And why you should be facilitating my return. No, I know that Ghana is one of the main countries that people are repatriating to. So Ghana may have some criteria. Ghana should maybe want to put in place some criteria as to what would qualify a person.
So like vetting them,
obviously. Well, that is part of it. There was a document that was circulated a few years ago, the Homeland Return Act, and I was not the author. I was not the author of that document, but I certainly was. I was a contributor because I reviewed it and I marked it up, and I put in some very critical points that I think ought to be considered and that should go into legislation. You understand that should be discussed when we are talking about formulating a return plan. Because right now we have no plan. We're just wide open. And this is another thing too. Rastafari, they are resistant to planning. So when you talk to them about working, saving and investing, you get beaten down as a capitalist, as this you love money, you show off. Listen to me, I've lived my whole life, I've lived my life in service. It's what I do. You understand?
But Marcus Garvey taught us about self-reliance.
Yes.
And him himself in the Americas at the time had several business.
Absolutely. But what I'm telling you, it is not important. Why do you think my daughter? You've heard her speak just a little bit, and she just saying she's turned off. What is Rastafari offering? And in fact, one day we were having a spirited discussion. And she said to me, Mom, what is your objective? Is your objective to defend Rastafari? Is your objective to defend Rastafari or to advance the interests of black people? That's what she said to me, Is your objective to defend Rastafari or to advance the interests of black people? Because those two things sometimes can be in tension with each other and sometimes maybe outright antagonistic to each other. So if you're both developing black people and advancing Rastafari, black people, you got to come up with a Rastafari Rastafari has gone one way, and quite frankly, it has not been very effective. That is her position. You've heard her. She's very articulate. She's very bright. You understand? She holds my feet to the fire. Regarding Rastafari, and she does not have the young people. Sometimes they do not have the caution and the patience that we would have and delicacy to show. You understand? She'll blow it up. She'll just say, this is stupidness. This is foolishness. This cannot work. This is going to hinder us. This is retarding our growth and development. You understand? So they don't have time. They don't have time. Right?
Honorable Empress, I want to ask you one more question before we close. What are your thoughts on Rastafari here in Ghana, the movement?
Well, much as it is in the West, a lot of socializing. You have conferences once a year or a few times a year, and you talk about and you lay out a plan and an objective and all of that, and then maybe for the first 3-4 months after the conference, you may be pursued, and then it falls by the wayside. See? I don't know. I'm an old woman, right? I'm 65 years old. And so I know, my time will come to a close, soon enough. What I would like to leave, the mark that I would like to make on Rastafari is to get away from the pettiness. As I said to you even before you started recording me, my daughter says she's so turned off when she sees the sophomore behavior of 65-year-old people, 69-year-old people, 73-year-old people, fighting them one another, undermining them one another, tearing down, trying to destroy people's reputation, destroying their families. So she said, why would I want to be in something like that? She said, I am not Rastafari and I don't behave that way. My friends and I don't behave that way towards each other. And these people who are supposed to be conscious and forward thinking, this is the way they conduct themselves. So they're more interested in tearing somebody's family apart than they are in trying to unite. There are some things that we need to pay attention to, as I said. There are a lot of things we don't have control over because we don't have any money. And we need to change that. We need to start becoming investors. You understand? We need to start making some money so we can make some impact on our race. We can help our race in a meaningful way. In the meantime, we will continue, obviously, doing what we're doing, taking care of each other. But even taking care of each other, we need money, right? So even what the Elders Council has done, in terms of the Elders Council as you know the Elders Council, right? It's a good thing. No, it is not anything new because it's what we've been doing. You know, as priests we say, this is what we do. It's what we do. We take care of each other. It's just that we don't get to go on social media and broadcast it, but we take care of each other. But what the Elders Council is trying to do is perhaps to streamline it and make it more, central. Because all of us, I'm sure you too, we all give to individuals. We give to the Congress, right? Maybe the Women's League, maybe to the Congress, whatever. But we also give mostly to individual members who have specific needs, or at a particular time, right? But maybe I don't know if it can be better, more centralized. I don't know if at least partly, because we're going to always have individuals with needs that they fall outside and they're not living on the Congress, on the foundation in Jamaica or a foundation in Trinidad or wherever, right? And they may need help, and if we are in a position to help them, we should, because that is it. We must take care of each other. We must take care of each other. And it has nothing to do with whether you like the individual or dislike the individual. It is your duty. It is our duty to take care of each other. If we claim that we are about nation building, right? And if I am making money and I can find a way for you to make money, I must help you to make money. Because the more of us that have money, the better it is for the entire race. And that's what people don't understand. I am in no competition with you. I'm in no competition with that empress over there or that president over there. Because we all need to come up. We all need to make money. If I'm making money, I'm going to show you how you can make money. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to say to you, let's start saving, start doing this, start doing that, so that you too can come up. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's a collective effort. And until we understand that, we're forever going to be just fluttering around, doing foolishness. That's why we spend so much time tearing each other down, because when you spend time at tear down one another, you don't spend time. You understand me? Because I'm in and I call my colleague, my girlfriend, she said, oh Marina, this stock, you should buy this stock, you should do that. So we ain't got time for the foolishness. We don't have time for we're about making money to advance the interest of the black race. One last point before I go. I have a close friend, a lawyer to a black woman, and she does quite well for herself, right? She practices law just as I do. But she also does a lot of investment, especially in real estate. And she's a bald Christian woman. She and I are very close friends. And a couple of years ago, about 17 years ago, I said to her, it's all well and good that we work and we go hard and we make money. But making money in and of itself is not the end. It's not the goal, right? We have to take that money now and help our race. And this is a woman with no kind of consciousness, and black consciousness, And based on my talking to her and about Rastafari and what it stands for and what our duties are to the black race and everything, she went to the Congo and she adopted 2 children. She adopted 2 children. She's a Malay Christian woman, as I said, with no level of consciousness. And she adopted 2 children. Fast forward 70, and after she adopted them, she turned around and donated $50,000 for Villa School. Okay? And she's a Malay Christian woman. And this is just based on my, sort of, relationship with her and how I opened her eyes. How I opened her eyes. So, yes, you understand? And so I'm waiting for the rest of to do what she has done. You understand? Because we're all about talk, and no action to back it up. No action.
And I want to end it
I
right
would-
here, Honorable Empress.
You know,
because I
I'll talk forever.
Yeah, and we're strapped for time.
We're strapped for
Yeah,
time.
we don't want to disrespect anyone. So
Yes.
give thanks again for taking the time. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on the platform.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.